Welcome to day 278 of our DeSo journey. I'm Ed Krasenstein here with my twin brother Brian. And remember, these videos are being sponsored by Wallow.
Yeah, this is actually the last day of Wallow's sponsorship, so you definitely had to check them out. Mubs is doing an awesome job. It's one of the only NFT wallets on the smartphone as an app. I think it is the only one. So yeah, check it out. I know he has a lot planned. I know that he's a hard worker, so definitely if you haven't checked Wallow out, download it and check it out.
Yeah, for sure. So yesterday, Natter, he replied to Fat Walrus Beard, and he announced several new protocol changes, level changes that are coming in Q1. And they include one, a dislike feature. That's something that's kind of surprising. Two, NFT revenue splits, and three, NFT buy it now. I think we kind of knew revenue splits and the buy it now were coming, but we didn't really know a dislike button was coming.
Yeah, and just judging from some of the comments on the post we made yesterday, a lot of people dislike the idea of the dislike button. Uh, I think it's really going to depend on how it's used and how exactly it's implemented. I definitely can see use cases for it, especially for kind of like weeding out some of the scammers and some of the people posting stuff that shouldn't be posted. Um, I guess it's going to, like I said, it's going to depend on how they implement it. And remember, not every node has to implement dislike. So it's not something that you have to love or hate because you can find a node that doesn't use it, I guess. The other two features, the the NFT revenue split, I'm really excited about the impact that could have on charitable giving because as an NFT artist, you could mint an NFT and say, hey, I'm going to give 20% to this charity. And if there's a charity on DeSo that's verified, then you know for a fact it's going to happen via kind of like a smart contract where it automatically gets sent. You don't have to rely on the artist to have to send it. So that's huge. And of course, buy it now. I'm really excited about that because it's going to really open up things within the NFT marketplaces.
Yeah, because now if somebody wants to sell an NFT, you list it for auction, but the buyer doesn't know if I bid on it, am I going to win it? Can I buy it? Or if I bid on it, and even if I am the high bidder, does that mean I'm going to end up being able to buy it? So I think buy it now is like, if you want to pay this price, you can have this NFT now. And going back to the NFT revenue splits, I think Mercury is to be thanked for this. He's been pushing really hard to have Natter add this.
Yeah, definitely.
So Natter yesterday he also teased. You know what? I just lost my computer screen, so I don't have the list of. Do you have the list up of news, Brian?
Of course I don't. Just go
Okay.
on. We can remember it.
Okay. So Natter yesterday, I don't know what happened to my laptop. It just died on me all of a sudden. So Natter yesterday talking in a post to Balaji's. He was talking about full DAOs, and he mentioned Miracoin because Balaji was talking about Miracoin, and they have these smart contracts to kind of allow for DAOs. But Natter believes that the envelope really needs to be pushed with smart contracts or DAOs, I guess you could say. And instead of waiting for the SEC or other regulatory bodies to kind of come up with laws and guidelines on how DAOs are going to be regulated, how they're not going to be regulated, he thinks that people should start sort of going forward with things and then asking for forgiveness, as he puts them. He thinks that people should just move forward and wait for the SEC to react rather than wait for the SEC to tell you what you can and cannot do. Since there's no rules out there yet, I think his belief is that you got to push the envelope, move things forward yourselves, and then the SEC can kind of make rules around that.
Yeah, and I like that idea. I think that I can see the risk involved. So I don't blame people for not absolutely following what Natter said, but I do think that you got to kind of push the boundaries, especially since it is a gray area right now, and there's you don't see you don't see innovation if you're not pushing boundaries. And I don't mean doing things that are going to be illegal or things that are immoral. I mean, just from a technology standpoint, because it takes time for the regulatory bodies to catch up to technology.
And my computer's back, so I have my list back now. Your lip's looking kind of gloomy there, Brian. It looks like you have a big slit in your lip. You gonna
Yeah,
fight?
it's 7 degrees out. My lips are chapped. I need to get some chapstick.
It's -6 here this morning. So also Natter yesterday, in a reply to Tyne, said that we're working on a release process now that should bring fast pace of shipping back, because people have kind of been like, we haven't really seen much change to DeSo on the protocol level in the last several weeks, probably over a month now, and thankfully we can kind of look forward to the fast shipping coming back to DeSo again. I think the process, we don't know what this process is, but Natter says they're working on process to make shipping fast again. And we'll see. Wait and see. I think they have a lot of stuff in the works.
Yeah, Nader pointed out that they had to basically have a coding freeze for a month and a half while they waited for Coinbase listing. So I think there's probably a lot of changes bottled up that they're going to slowly release, and I'm thinking that Q1 is going to be pretty impactful to the future of DeSo.
Yeah, that most definitely. And also early this morning, I think it was around 7:30 Eastern time this morning, DeSo spiked up to $125, which is, I mean, that was a huge jump. It was trading at like 87 yesterday. So, I mean, it went up quite a bit. And then it's kind of come down, pulled back a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what happened. It was a 40% increase in about an hour. Went from 90 to 125. Now it's back in the 90s. I'm guessing a big buyer came in and just wanted to buy in and didn't want to wait.
Yeah, I mean, I guess what you watch and see what it does from here on out, though. Yesterday, so in yesterday's video, we talked about first 7 diamond reward. It's Aditya ended up using one of his other accounts to award the first 7 diamond on DeSo. And yesterday, after that video, it's Aditya and Fede. I don't know if I'm saying that, Fede. I don't know if that's how you say his name or not. Teamed up to do the first 8 diamond reward. And the way that worked was that Fede made a post, sent it to Aditya DeSo to cover the 8 diamond reward, and then it's Aditya gave him that diamond. So it's history here on DeSo.
Yeah, I just want to clarify because it was actually Fede made the post, and then it's Aditya sent one of each diamond. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's the first post to ever receive one of each type of diamond. And then they made it an NFT and it's for sale. So if anybody wants that piece of history, I believe Fede has it for sale. I think the min bid's pretty high, but it might be worth it in the whole scheme of things.
Yeah, for sure. We also want to talk about there's been some talk about us ignoring other creators on the platform by not covering projects you're working on in these daily videos. And
it's Eddie. Ed's ignoring you.
No. So no, let's get serious here, because there have been a few people who have the assumption that we're ignoring them because we didn't cover their project on DeSo, and that's not the case. We don't see every post, we don't see every project on DeSo. We're just 2 people, and right now we've been traveling for the last several days and doing stuff with our families, so we haven't been on DeSo as much as we normally are. But even when we are home and we're on DeSo for 8 hours each a day, we're not seeing every single post, and we're not seeing every single little project or big project that's being put on the platform. But we want to make others aware of your project. We're always open. Our DMs are open. Our Telegram, our Discord. We're both on Discord and Telegram. We're always open to talking with anybody from the community. And if you want us to, you maybe come on the show, or you want to speak about your project, feel free to contact us. I'm not going to guarantee you that we'll give you a response, or I'm not going to guarantee you that we'll be able to do everything you want us to do, but we'll definitely read your messages, and we'll do our best to try and bring some smaller creators to the forefront. That's something we've been trying to do, and talk about other projects that maybe others mentioned. I wish I could see every single little thing that was going on, but I know you don't either, Brian.
Yeah, and I can understand frustration. Like people join, they make a lot of posts and their posts don't get engagement, or maybe they're working on a project that they're spending a lot of time with and they're feeling like they're being ignored. And like I can totally understand where people are coming from in that respect. But at the same time, this is such an early protocol, early blockchain, early project. It's 9 months old. And I mean, you just got to kind of keep your head down, keep working on what you're working on. If you believe that what you're working on is going to change lives for the better or make DeSo push DeSo forward, I think that if you keep working on it, keep engaging with people, keep reaching out to people, I think it's eventually going to pay off. Don't expect really quick gains. Don't expect any project to just explode. But I do think that you got to give some people some slack. We're not all here sorting through every single post, every single notification. I try to read every notification, but some notifications we miss, and that doesn't mean we're ignoring you or that we think that you don't deserve to have your project or what you're doing highlighted. It just means that we are busy, and don't mistake our busyness or us being overwhelmed for our disregard for what you're doing.
Yeah. So I mean, if you have a project, if you have an NFT project that you're dropping, if you have a new platform you're building on top of DeSo, definitely reach out to us. And like I said earlier, I mean, that's not a guarantee that we'll talk about it on our daily shows. These shows are only like 10 to 15 minutes long usually, and we try and get as much as we can into that short period of time and cover the news that we feel is newsworthy. And what we feel is newsworthy might not be what, other people feel is newsworthy. And that's why this is our video. And this is why, I mean, these videos are curated by us, and we're not going to find everything interesting, but others may. And I mean, I encourage others to make daily news recap posts and daily news recap videos, because our point of view is going to be different than everybody else's point of view, and what interests us might not interest others. And maybe you find these videos boring. I'm sure some of you do. So find your niche, jump on it, create your own videos. And I mean, you can build yourself up as somebody who can kind of push some other news forward and other things that you find interesting forward.
Yeah, I just want to cut in really fast. Darian Parrish actually made a post yesterday, and he actually got a bunch of diamonds, and he was the second most diamonded creator yesterday, I think, under us. And he said he doesn't know if he's going to catch us. I hope he does. But he made a post, and it was a really long post that he used DeSocial World for. We're going to talk about them in a second. But he said, hey, like competition is good. Like maybe Matryoshka should start making some videos to compete with our videos. I think that's a good idea. The more people creating content and bringing people on board is going to help us all. So I hope that there's a lot of people doing the same thing we're doing, and trying to reach out to the community like we're trying to do, because I think ultimately one person coming on board and trying to bring more people and engage with people is going to help the whole community. And if somebody coming on doing the same thing as us, it's going to ultimately help us as well. So I think that same thing goes for the nodes, like NFT nodes. I think one NFT node is a complement to other NFT nodes, and one diamond like app is a complement to other diamond like apps, and they go interchangeable. So like a Instagram app's going to help diamond app, and a Twitter like app's going to help an NFT app, because it's bringing more people on board and creating more opportunity.
Yeah, and if you think you can do something better than us, go ahead and do it, because that's going to push us even harder to.
You're most likely right.
Yeah, you're probably right. I'm sure you can make better videos. These videos are pretty crappy. And NFTZ, if you think you can build a platform better than NFTZ, go ahead and do it. I mean, that's what DeSo. That's what's great about DeSo, is because I think it's different than, it's not the same type of competition, at least not in my view. I want to see other developers create NFT nodes. I want to see other developers push the envelope where we're not pushing the envelope, and see, I think the experimentation and the ability for DeSo to kind of push the norms, break norms, bring new ideas into the blockchain world, it's just going to make DeSo grow. And when DeSo grows, every single platform built on top of DeSo is going to grow and going to benefit. And every single person who's taking part in DeSo is going to benefit. So go for it. I mean, I think that's really awesome. If you feel you can build something better than us, if you feel like you can make these videos better than us, go for it. I think that's awesome. And I want to move on to NFTZ. Yesterday, Sandy Rose made a post and she was talking about how she really wished she could view her NFTs because she's starting to get a lot of NFTs, either from people giving her NFTs or buying NFTs. She's starting to get a lot, and she wanted a way to sort galleries so she could see NFTs by certain artists that she owned. But I don't think any platform had this yet on DeSo. So she made this post, and Brian and I reached out to Martine, who's the coder behind NFTZ, and we were like, listen, Sandy has this really good idea. I think it's something we should definitely implement, the ability to sort alphabetically by creator for your own NFTs. And Martine's like, wow, that really is a good idea. Yeah, we can definitely do that. I'm like, okay, well, when you get some time, why don't you try and do that? And like 10 minutes later, he's like, okay, done, it's up.
Yeah, Martine is great. Sandy Rose has great ideas, and that's the kind of thing we want. We want to hear feedback from the community and hear about what people want, because that's ultimately what's going to build the best app on the platform.
Yeah, definitely. And also, finally, I want to touch on DeSocial World. I know we talk about them a lot, and it's just because I really like the project and I really like what Ada is doing with the project. And yesterday, they enabled 7 and 8 diamonds. So now you can use DeSocial World to give anybody 7 or 8 diamonds. So if you think these videos are really good and you want to give us 500 DeSo for today's video, feel free to do so.
Yeah, I doubt that's going to happen.
Yeah, so I mean, Ada's doing a great job. You know, I think he's really moving fast. Who Am I bought $1,000 in their coin yesterday. I think the core team realizes what DeSocial World's doing is going to bring a lot of people into the platform. Yesterday, we also mentioned tunnel.app, which is a Spanish node. And I think between DeSocial World and them, that there's a ton of Spanish-speaking DeSo users coming on the platform. I noticed between yesterday and today, there's probably been several dozen, maybe even 100. I'm just taking a wild guess. Spanish-speaking DeSo users jumping on board, and that helps everyone. You know, Tunnel and DeSocial World is bringing Spanish speakers onto the platform, so that means there's going to be more NFT artists. There's going to be more people who want to trade creator coins. There's going to be more people buying your creator coins, and you're going to be collecting the founder reward. So, like I said, any one node that is successful helps the entire DeSo ecosystem and the future of the entire DeSo blockchain.
Yeah, and that's the power. That's the power of DeSo and the power of decentralization. And I think as we move into the first quarter of next year, we're going to see some new nodes spring up, some new apps that integrate DeSo, and it's all just going to contribute to the user base and the utility that DeSo has.
Yeah, and I think that's all we have today. We'll talk to you everybody tomorrow. Have a great Wednesday, everyone.